Okay. So I know I'm gonna probably forget this, and I'm probably gonna forget this too tomorrow, but I'm gonna have to quickly do this event as fast as possible. There's an event in Final Fantasy XIV known as the Halloween event, or more specifically, it was. I'm actually blanking out what the event's name is called. Don't worry, I got it. All Saints Week. It's known as the All Saints Week. Um, I've done this multiple times, and on my other ults, it shouldn't take more than about an hour or two. Like me just going through it very carefully. Um, because it took me about like 10 minutes in the others, but this one should be taking me about like 30 minutes, if not an hour. I will forget for my previous, so yeah. Anyway, let's do the All Saints Wake event. It only takes place in Gridania. We're not really moving too much. We're just going to Gridania, and that's it. I'm doing this in offline recording, so that way we can just go straight there. Final Fantasy tends to get very loud, so you gotta be careful. Yeah, we still got time. Awesome, we made it. I was like, if I don't see that quest, I'm gonna cry. Alright. The Ether Stars Airman. The pumpkin head expedition is lookout for an able adventurer. It's been more than a few moons since we last met, friend. As it is so happens, I have a proposition suited for your talents. Are you prepared to be throw caution to the wind and consort with a friend most foul once again? Of course you are. But before we get to the heart of the matter, let us reflect upon the history of All Saints Wake. On this night, do fell fiends emerge to covert anchoring, unconcerned with the judgment of those on high. For the halls of Saint Heavenly Abode ring with merit, as wine flows freely, and no one can be bothered to look down. Thus the gods, fearing folk, greet this particular sunset with trepidation, daring not to venture from their homes no longer, nay, for the adventure come, and drove out the void sent, restoring safety to the city streets and marking the occasion as one of the jubilation. That's all well and good, but what of the poor forsaken fiends? Are they too not deserved of reverie? My wish is to see All Saints Wake reborn as a celebration for all, be they ghost, school, Grandarian, or otherwise. It's been a while since I've said that word. Gridania. Gridanian. There we go. And how do I propose to accomplish this feat? Binding obligations, friend? I have convinced the more sinister sorts to enter into contracts with the forbid them from preying on mortals. In exchange, they are permitted to partake in the festivities. But that's one troubled soul who still seems incapable of getting into the spirit of things. Perhaps you'll be willing to give them a helping hand. Nothing too devilishly difficult, I promise. Before you get started, you'll want to get a grasp of the particulars by speaking with Papa Gruff. He ought to be performing one of his shows by the entrance to the great loom brewery. Now go. I shall be watching your performance with great interest. Alright. This is like the one thing I have to remember for FF14. One, I gotta change all these buttons because I got a new mouse. And two, I have to remember like my combos. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Although it pains me so, our humble performance must draw to a close. Let us then end things on a high note. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid your feast your eyes on the fantastic Heliox and his transformation magics. What's all that about? The clown and whatnot was a right laugh, but the last bit was bleeding rubbish. Come on, let's get out of here. Once more, you failed to muster up an ounce of magical prowess. I had the crowd in the palm of my hand. We have been the toast of the town, if not for your blunder. There you go again, speaking the same old tune. I've had it up to my eyeball with this farce. Just because you know a cheap few tricks, I'm gonna give you to treat me like that. I can't stand the sight of you, let alone the thought of taking this stage with you again. Good riddance. Yo. Fate has conspired for us to cross paths once again. Out with it, and I know you're not here to swap pleasantries. A foul field failing to gain the spirit of All Saints' Wake. I wager you speak of Peliox, the fellow who stormed off in a huff. Like most of our ilk, Peliox and I have insatiable appetite for ether, but unlike your garden variety voids, who hunt hapless mortals like beasts, we prefer to sate our hunger with their enthusiastic approval. I tell you, there's no ether so delectable as you'll find in food gifted in genuine appreciation, which set me to thinking perhaps preying on mortals was an old-fashioned and misguided approach. Thus did I commit to giving folk the sort of frights that dazzle and delight, winning the hearts and minds in that process. No small number of ether-laden delicacies. And what better occasion for terrifying amusement as All Saints' Week? The method is catching too. Many voices now seek ether in this manner. Felix is one such reformed individual. When I first laid eyes upon him, I sensed a promise, but get him in front of a crowd, and you're lucky to get a smattering of half-hearted applause, let alone a few measly crumbs. You better off hearing it from the Imran's mouth, though. He can't have gone far. With an imp. Magic says magic's that sheer unbridled cheek of it. Apologies. I had taken leave of my senses. Your timely intervention is much appreciated. Wait, by the look of you, I say you're an adventurer. Let me guess. That pumpkin-headed lady sent you to check up on me, did she? Yep. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you my tale. Try as I might, I can't get the hang of transformation magics, and without the means to delight the crowd, we're starved for appreciation. I'm an airman. Paralyzed prey was the big guy of mine. Not a problem. Turning them to stone was petrifying glare. Trifling task. Hell, I can even smell despair and all matters of negative emotion in the people around me. Obviously, paralyzed and petrification won't win over an audience, and my metaphorical nose for despair isn't going to put an ether on the table either. I also just tell the pumpkin-headed lady that I'm not cut off for this business. If you're here on her behest, you better come too. Gather you had a hand in Philip's decision to lay bare his thoughts and feelings. Not that it did any good. I'm still stuck at square one, underappreciated and underfed. Such a curious child. Are you truly so blind to your own potential? No doubt you have an inkling as to what I speak of. Pray share your wisdom with Helix. You can smell dark emotion. Use your gift to help those in need. Stamp out any negativity you sense with the common folk. Well, you'd be hard-pressed to find a voice in who suggests that. I don't see how helping others helps me, but then again, I know little of mortal ways, so perhaps I should heed your advice. Oh wait, I see the logic now. What better way to make use of my talents and knock that pompous clever growth right off his pedestal? No. Getting ahead of myself. I have no idea where to start. Perhaps I can lend a hand with a little sleight of hand. Hold still. Not only is that getup guaranteed to turn heads, each and every thread is imbued with potential magic to aid in your newfound promise. In your newfound purpose. I think I can feel it. Maybe this isn't going to be so tough after all. There you are. You know, I had thought to apologize for my harsh words earlier, since our last act was my initiative and therefore our success, or lack thereof, was ultimately my responsibility. But I sense that you've been scheming. It pleases me to inform you, Papa Griff, that I found a way to win over mortals on my own terms. I find that hard to believe, but since you seem confident, why don't we have ourselves a contest? Whoever garners the most affection and thereby the largest share of ether-rich victuals wins, and to the victor go the spoils, or subservice. The loser will be bound to obey the every whim. How does that sound? You're on. I hope you're ready to bow and scribe. He's just enjoying this. The mortal's epitaph about one bragging being worse than one's bite comes to mind. Prepare yourself, Phillips. Phillips. I know I've gotten this marvelous magic outfit, but I still not entirely convinced I have what it takes to beat Papa Rough on my own. Come with me, just until I get the hang of things. That's all I ask. Very well. I shall leave Papa Cox in your capable hands. So this is like a brand new outfit, and it looks really good. All fiends saves it up on All Saints Week. After a nudge in the right direction, Prophet Cox is ready to embark on his mission, on his adventure. Alright. How about we try and find Trouble's soul in need of aid? Well, let's get out of here first. It's time to look for the folk harboring negative feelings. Give me a moment. I don't know if there's anything to do with the pumpkin-headed lady's enchantment, but my power feels more potent than ever. I've already found someone, and whoever they are, they're roughly clustered. To the northeast, I think, though I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure where exactly. The roads here can be confusing. Truth be told, it's my first time in a city. I've got a decent sense of direction, but I've yet to grasp the lie of the land. Could I trouble you to lead the way? Sure, just one. Our foster target is northeast of here. I'll be right behind you. Alright. So this is like an Endwalker where they just follow you. Yeah, this is interesting. And there's only one encounter here. I never actually read it, so let's see what it is. Yes, I've done this quest many times, but there's like you can just go around. That clown is amazing. Turning a pumpkin in da-da-da. Such glee they mentioned the clown. I wager they just had the privilege of one of Papa Crush's performance. Listen, I'll be the first to admit, he's an expert illusionist, and you've only got to look at the folk like these ladies to see how he knows how to work a crowd. But I won't be under upstage. I'll prove that there's more than one way to win over an audience by following your timely advice, that is. Given the light written on their face, our opponent must have earned himself the substance, which means we've got no time to lose. Onward. Turn the pumpkin into a pup. Oh, they turn it. Oh, cute. This would be my fellow senses was leading me. Shall we find out what ails him? You there, what's gone so worked up? Oh, forgive me. There was this poor little girl who had been separated from her mother. I was helping her to look, but she suddenly disappeared. I can't simply abandon her, but then again, I have an urgent personal matter to attend to. I don't know what to do. In that case, why don't I and my associate look for that girl? Then you can see to your affairs without worry. Thank you. Thank you. She's a young lass dressed in blue. I hope you're able to find her forthwith. He certainly was appreciative, yet here I am, empty-handed. Forget the food. We've lost Shaw to find. I'm detecting the spare presence to the east of here. Odds are it's the girl, which means I need for your navigational mouse once again after you. I thought this would be a fine opportunity to cure some aspirations, but the poor girl is beside herself. She keeps calling out for Mama. Might I enlist your help? This must be the lost lass we've been looking for. If we want to earn her thanks, we'll need to reunite her with her mother. Wouldn't you say? Which means we have a lady to locate. Any suggestions? Use your sense to search for someone feeling anxious. Why don't you try coming up with an idea for yourself? You're saying the mother will be worried about the daughter having gone missing. Brilliant! This is exactly why I had you accompany me. Right then. Found it. I don't know which is bigger boon, but having you by my side or these fancy friendry. I think I learned my way around the city more or less. I'll hunt this next path on my own. Wait here. I'll be back with the girl's mother in no time. Oh, be praised. You're safe. You have my eternal gratitude. Thanks for finding Mama, mister. We believe in now, Papa Griff. Sweet, sweet appreciation, and all courtesy of my special talent. I can't help but notice they didn't offer anything little by way of thanks. For my part, I've already been rewarded with hasty morsel. That said, the gift of food is far from guaranteed indeed. Preservance is key, which is why I find myself performing show to show. I suggest you approach this contest with the same tenacity, Phillips. I'm afraid he's right. Constant effort is key. Luckily, I sense another troubled soul while tracking down the girl's mother. I better see what I can do to help. You know, I think I'm ready to go home. Why don't you let the pumpkin lady benefactor know? I'll come find you when I'm done. Well, I'm afraid my next romance calls. Until we meet again, adventure. Yeah, so even me going this fast, like just carefully reading everything, yeah, it's fine. The adventure returned, and at present moment I predicted, I do hope Philpox's company wasn't too taxing. whatever our fiend and his endeavors. You have my thanks, truly. Ah, speak of the devil, here they come. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That turned out to be a damn sight harder than I anticipated. And I have to show for my travels is a single cookie to thank for their first gift I had received would prove to be the last. Versus, I didn't receive so much as a crumb. I suppose this means you win. Very well. I'm yours to command, Papa Gruff. You admit defeat far too readily, Papa Gruff. Hmm? Hooray! We found you! I wanted to thank you properly for helping me and Mama. I brought you a pumpkin cookie. Then please. I forgot 514 gets stupid like this sometimes. I'm glad you like it. Farewell. That makes it a one apiece. I draw then. Still, cooked. While you had some assistance along the way, you nevertheless found yourself proud. To think, I lived to see the day Papa Grubb sings my praise. Awfully kind of you to kindly admit that I might have work. It's all I desire. Me by my begrudging acceptance. Have you forgotten your reason for joining in the festivities in the first place? But of course I haven't. The good people of Gridania are still in need of my help, and where our common folk are needed, there are cookies to be free or given to me. Adventure, I better get going. And before I go, let me say this. I might have found a way to make the most of my talent, but I wouldn't have been able to do so without you and the pumpkin-headed lady. I'm sure we'll run into each other again one of these days. Till then. The promise I sent in photographs when he and I first met wasn't illusory after all. I should take my leave too. 'Twould be remiss of me to allow him to garner all the glory, to say nothing of the cookies. I'd say those two fiends ended up having themselves a quite fun-filled All Saints' Wake. Wouldn't you agree? And for that, and for your part in this, a fitting reward. I present to you a set of finery as worn by Gridania's most emotionally prospective airman. Perhaps you wonder if your outfit is endowed with the same enchantment. You needn't worry, there never was an enchantment. That little charade was my way of giving Kilcox the confidence he so sorely lacked, although I dare say such a measure was unnecessary, given he had you to cheer him on. And before I forget, you are hereby cordially invited to my humble abode for a get-together of sorts. Do drop by. I assure you it will be frightfully entertaining. Anyway, your help is much appreciated. At this rate, my vision of All Saints Wake from mortals and voices alike might not be such a distant prospect. Though I do hope that these shenanigans haven't dulled your enthusiasm for this most occult of occasions. You know, just thinking your house, you get the usual usher. Oh, I make out as the apparatus to be squared to the class of party. Alright. That's all I wanted to do. In a sense, we completed the event, this event. So yeah, tomorrow I will be back properly with Hildebrand and Final Fantasy XIV. Maybe later today, who knows? But yes, cheers. This time for real.